From Studio 3 at Buzz TV, it's The Horse's Mouth with Tom McManus.
All right, time now for The Horse's Mouth here at Tommy Mac's, of course, at my bar, where everyone has a chance to take a seat, have a beer, and tell their story. Brought to you by our good friends at the Heritage Capital Group and at Client Focus Media. Coach Campo is back for Campo's Corner, and we got a special guest. We're talking sports radio, and we're talking all ladies sports radio. Let's get into it. Coach Campo, how are you, my man?
I'm good, Tom. How you doing this morning?
Welcome back to the show.
Yeah.
Did you have a nice Easter?
I did.
Everything was good?
Local and family. So
all right.
It was nice. Yeah.
We brought a friend, didn't we?
Well, absolutely.
All right, Miss Taylor Dahl, how are you from 1010XL?
Yes.
Helmets and Heels.
Helmets and Heels,
Congratulations.
Yes. Thank you, Tommy.
So the first ever all-women's, every single day, Monday through Friday,
Correct.
show in the country.
Yes,
sports
first
radio.
one in the nation. We were just Tuesday nights for 10 years, actually, this summer. Helmets and Heels has been on. And
wow.
So making that jump in almost the 10-year anniversary to a daily, midday. We're on 12 to 2 every single day.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's fantastic, man.
That's awesome.
Did you, when did you guys start thinking, like, hey, this could potentially be a thing?
So I want to say about 2 years ago, it started getting a little to where our GM, Steve Griffin, was like, I'd really like this to be a daily show.
Okay.
But we didn't know what time of day, how it would take, and also we have a lot of programming through the day too.
Absolutely.
So how does he adjust that without booting somebody out?
Right. Yep.
So that's been kind of the process of it. But he also wanted to make sure we were ready for it too.
Yeah.
We've all had very different paths. Mia, Lauren, and I have had very different paths to Helmets and Heels also.
Right.
So he wanted to make sure that it would fit well. We were all at the place where we thought we could do a daily show, and he wanted it to be the same level as all the other shows on the station. And so it got to the point where he was confident it was that. So we discussed a few different things. It was going to be a nightly show still, 6 to 8.
Okay.
So we went through a few different things, but finally it settled into the 12 to 2, which is amazing for us because it's a midday. I'm good. At 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm like, all right, we're done.
Absolutely.
So it ended up working out perfectly, but week one is almost in the books.
That's right. So it's you, Lauren Brooks, and Mia O'Brien.
Yes.
Who are the originals? Lauren's an original,
yes,
right?
Lauren is the one
Donna
original
Murphy.
that's left. Yes,
Right.
Donna, Jessica Blaylock. Yeah, so they were the originals.
Yep.
Blythe Brumleve was part of it for a little bit.
Blythe, yep.
Amanda Borges was a part of it for a little bit.
Yep.
But so they've been through a few different lineups. But the cool thing about that is Jessica Blaylock now is a reporter for the Panthers and for the Marlins. Amanda went off to work for the Rangers in New York. So everyone's kind of gone off to do really cool things from being on this show.
Three women, Coach, on one show.
Listen, you can hear it right here. The thing I like about it the best is these ladies have a lot of enthusiasm.
Oh, yeah.
But not only that, they know what they're talking about.
Yeah, a lot of knowledge,
they pay attention, and it's great. It's fantastic. I'm excited. I listen to it every day.
Well, it's come a long way with women in sports radio, or just in entertainment and radio in general. But you guys are setting the bar. How does that make you feel like, hey, we got to put on a good show because now others are going to look up to you? Like there's someone at University of Florida right now or UNF or JU saying, you know what, I want that. I want to see if I can get to that.
Yeah, which is obviously what we like to, because we want to be that one where if little girls are listening or teenagers or even girls in college are listening and they're like, I can do that. I have the opportunity now to get my foot in the door of sideline reporter's been a thing, but you can host a show. And that's what we've also been kind of vocal about. We want it to be known that like, hey, this is the first all-women sports show in the nation, but also we love football just as much as everybody else in that building. Yeah. And so we don't want it to seem like we got this because we're 3 females and they're trying to give us the opportunity for that. All of us have worked really hard. We love the sport. We spend a lot of time studying and doing the same thing as all the men in the building of, when we're watching the games and rewatching games and all the film study and all of that stuff. So that's part of it. But it is a cool thing to be able to just have that opportunity to show like you can do this. Just keep working. I mean, it's just happening for me. I've been at 1010XL for 9 years, and it's just now having a full-time show. So sometimes it takes a little while, but just keep going.
Coach, I live with women.
Yeah,
all women.
Well,
it's just me and the women. You know what I'm saying?
I live
3
with
ladies.
4 of them, so I know exactly what I'm talking about.
So how are the personalities gonna?
Yeah, that's going
to be a work in progress,
definitely.
Obviously, but
yes, because you guys, you know women, and we are vocal, and we have our opinions, and our opinions are strong, and we're all very different too. Mia's from Jersey. Mia's very Jersey, very loud. I love her to death, but she's
very
that vocal.
knowledgeable.
She's very knowledgeable. She's been doing this forever. She's been going to camps since she was in like middle school for broadcasting. So this has been her thing since she was little. Lauren's kind of went through a different path. You know, she worked at UNF for a while and would do this part-time, and then slowly kind of moved a little bit on, but has been on the Frangie Show for I think 7 years.
She's been a pioneer here locally
for a while
with women in sports radio for sure.
And she's kind of done it all. She's done. You've seen her on like different TV segments too. She'll do that type of stuff. She's been on the Frangie Show, like we just said. She's an original of Heels. And then I had a totally different path. I started as an intern here, a non-paid intern. Didn't know what I wanted to do. I kind of just was like, I love sports. Let me see if this is something I can do. They hired me on part-time just to see if, hey, is this something you would like? But it was very administrative, filing, answering phones, and I went from that to now co-hosting a show. But we're each different. I'm more of like the mediator. I'm that one that's in between. That's like, okay, like that's a good idea, but let's maybe like bring it in the middle.
And that'll take some time too, especially as you move on. Now you're also a podcaster, right? You have your own podcast, Making Monsters, all about the Chicago Bears. I'm assuming your second favorite team, right?
I know, I should say that, but everybody, the one
You're from Chicago, for the record, so you are
everybody, and I'm very vocal about that. I was born in Jacksonville actually, but my whole family's from Chicago. So the first. And we moved back up there when I was younger, and then I came back when I was like 10, 11. So the first 10, 11 years of my life was all Bears, Bulls, Blackhawks, Cubs. Like, that's how I grew up. Every piece of clothing, every game I had went to, every game I watched. So when I moved here, it was 99, 2000. So that's when the Jags were playing good. It was fun. My mom got married to a guy that was from Pittsburgh, so he was a Steelers fan. So that was like a division rival at the time. And so just to be a little mean, I'd be like, well, I'm going to be a Jags fan now because you're a Pittsburgh Steeler. And so I grew. My love for the Jags grew, and it has grown over the last 25 years now. So it's been fun, but I am Bears first just because that's how I was. That's how I was born.
Hey man, the honesty comes out when you sit at a bar. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, my son, she knows Tommy, and Tommy grew up with the Dallas Cowboys, and he's a Chicago Bear fan. So it can happen. I don't know how, but it can happen.
Look, we were joking about it on Helmets and Heels yesterday. I was like, I wouldn't have chosen these two teams if I had to. Do you know like the misery I've had between both of these? Of just like the amount of losing that I've had in my 30 years between the two teams. So it's not like I'm choosing.
Just so you know, Tommy is a Chicago Bear fan and a Pittsburgh Penguin fan.
There you go.
And he's struggling this year. He's given up the Penguins. He said he's going to the Chicago Blackhawks.
Well, they're not too good either.
I'm a Bears fan as well.
You know,
what? I'm a Bears fan as well, being from up there. Jags first. As we wrap up, what a time in women's sports and women's sports radio. What you guys are doing at Helmets and Heels, the women's NC tournament almost is more exciting than the guys. It's just the game the other night was incredible. LSU and Iowa.
I drive my wife nuts because I talk about Caitlin Clark more than I talk about some of the Jag guys. And you know, I mean, what she's going to do. Just the 10 or 13 million or whatever watched that final game.
It was like over 12 million people.
It's a great game. Showed that you can play basketball at a high level.
Well, it's so different. It's so different. They're so fast now, and you know, the only difference is the dunking.
They're not above the rim; they're below the rim. But it's
great
very
shooters, very technical in what they do. So hey, it's fantastic.
It is, and that's what you're seeing it everywhere. You're seeing the first women scouts and the first women everything. Referees everywhere, and so we're here. We're not going anywhere.
We're here to stay. There you go, Taylor. Thanks so much. Best of luck, man. That's awesome, Coach. Thank you.
Tom,
hey, make sure you check out Taylor and Lauren and me, of course. Helmets and Heels, 12 noon to 2 p.m. Monday through Friday on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Until next time, y'all stay safe out there and be cool. And we'll see you right here on the Horse's Mouth. Cheers.
The team at Heritage Capital Group is special because it's a collection of people across the spectrum.
We have people who have been in the shoes of owners that are looking to buy and sell, and professionals that have executed transactions helping buy and sell companies for decades.
I think when you talk to us, see what our experience is, see what our skills are, see the reach that we have, you will be very happy with the recommendation.